Next topic natin is about annuity. So let's define what is annuity or annuities. So an annuity is a series of equal payments made at equal intervals of time. So this is done yearly, annually, ganon. So financial activities like installment payments, monthly rentals, life insurance premium, monthly retirement benefits are familiar examples of annuity. So here, as we can see, it is a series of equal payments made at unequal intervals of time. So it can be from the word annuity, annual, yearly siya. So equal payments, example is dun tayo sa life insurance, ProLife UK, okay? So you invested or you gave money yearly, example is 5,000 yearly, okay, equal, and you will get the future amount of that money at the end of 10 years. Okay, the accumulated equal amounts, equal payments of that life insurance will be amounting into, example is 500,000 in 10 years. So ang annuity doon ay yung 5,000 yearly. Okay? So pare-pareho lang yung hinuhulog mo within 10 years. So we have types of annuity. Before I forget, annuity ay nakabase din sa compound interest. Okay? Dapat may compounding yung interest mo. Let's say, annually, yearly, annually, quarterly, semi-annually, bi-monthly, and so on. Yung interest, nominal interest. Okay? So, types of annuity, we have ordinary annuity, annuity due, deferred annuity, and perpetuity. But in this video, we will focus on ordinary annuity muna. So, first type is the ordinary annuity. So, in ordinary annuity, the equal payments are made at the end of each compounding period starting from the first compounding period. So here is the cash flow diagram of the present and the future ordinary annuity. So this one is the cash flow diagram of to find P given the annuity. So these are the annuity. Equal payments siya. So from year 1 to year N. Okay? So, etong P yung ginawang focal date. So, from our equation of values, we can formulate the equation of P, in terms of P ng annuity. So, wag muna to, future to. So, let's focus more here. Ito. So, P, kunin natin yung equation nito. So, P is equal to, so to the left lahat, so negative lahat yung exponent. Okay? First one is A. So, PF, we have interest I and year 1. Plus, ito, second, A, P, F, I% 2, plus A, P/F, I% 3, plus A, P/F, I% N-1, plus A P slash F I percent N. So, ano yung equation ng PF? It is equal to A times, so A multiplied by 1 plus I raised to negative 1 plus A times 1 plus I raised to negative 2 plus A 1 plus I raised to negative 3 plus A times 1 plus I raised to negative N minus 1 plus A times 1 plus I raised to negative N. So, ito, P. We'll multiply both sides by 1 plus I. So, from our left side equation, we have P plus Pi is equal to A all over, so negative 1 to 1 plus I 1 times 1 plus I plus A all over 1 plus I squared times 1 plus I plus A all over 1 plus I raised to 3 times 1 plus I plus A divided by 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 times 1 plus I. Last is A all over 1 plus I raised to N plus 1 plus I. So, cancel to, ito. So, ito din. Magiging N na lang yan. Then, ito. And you will get P plus Pi is equal to A plus A 1 plus I raised to negative 1 plus A 1 plus I raised to negative 2 plus, so and so on, A times 1 plus I raised to N plus 1. Okay? And then, subtracting the first equation from the second. So, we have negative P. It is equal to negative A 1 plus I raised to negative 1 minus A 1 plus I raised to negative 2 plus A 1 plus I raised to negative n plus 1 minus a 1 plus I raised to negative n. Negative n. So, minus to. Negative. And so, you will get cancel to, ito, at saka ito. So, ang matitira na lang ay Pi is equal to A minus A 1 plus I raised to negative n. So, our present worth is equal to A minus A 1 plus I to negative n all over I, or it is equal to 1 IA 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n all over I. Okay, so that is our formula for present. So, present is equal to annuity multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n divided by I. Okay. We can express this formula into P is equal to A times P slash A I percent N. And also 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n all over I is what we call the uniform series present worth factor. Series present worth factor. From this formula also, we can solve if annuity is unknown and P is given. So, A is equal to Pi divided by 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n. If you formulate the equation of this cash flow diagram, ito ay future. So, the ultimate FT naging focal date na. So, all of the exponents will be positive from 0 to n minus 1. And the formula for this is F is equal to 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 all over I. You can express this formula in F is equal to A F slash A I percent N. Multiplied by A. Kalimutan ko. So, this is F is equal to A, annuity, A here is the annuity. 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 all over I. So, if our I, sulat ko dito yung present, A times 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n all over I. So, this I here is in annual. Okay, but if the problem is in semi-annually, quarterly, bi-monthly, and so on, and that will be your nominal interest. So, our nominal interest is equal to R all over M. Same in the compounding interest. So, pag semi-annually divided by 2, okay, so we can express this P in terms of nominal interest and also F. So, this will become F is equal to A times 1 plus I is R over M. N is equal to compounding period multiplied by the number of years. So, MT minus 1 divided by I is R over M. So, R all over M. Yung P naman, it is equal to A times 1 minus 1 plus, same, I is R over M, raised to negative MT divided by R over M. So that's it. We will have an example here. So in summary, we have formulas. P is the present worth is equal to annuity multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n divided by I. And the bracket here, 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n over I is what we call the uniform series present worth factor. And we can express this formula para hindi na natin sulat lahat. P is equal to A, P slash A, I percent N. And if our annuity is unknown, but our present worth is given, we can solve it. A is equal to P multiplied by I all over 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n. Again, I all over 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n is what we call the capital recovery factor. Yung future naman, future worth is equal to annuity multiplied by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 all over I. Or F is equal to A, FA, I percent N. And 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 all over I is what we call the uniform series compound amount factor. So if your annuity is unknown but the future worth is given, so we can solve using A is equal to F, I all over 1 plus I raised to N minus 1. And I all over 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 is what we call the sinking fund factor. Example number 1. What are the present worth and accumulated amount of a 10-year annuity paying 10,000 pesos at the end of each year with interest at 15% compounded annually? So, masasabi nating annuity to kasi may word na at the end of each year. So, we have given A, our annuity is equal to 10,000 pesos. And interest is compounded annually. So 0.15. Required is the present and the accumulated. So it means the future. So first is the present. P is equal to A multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n divided by I. So that is equal to 10,000 multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus 0.15 raised to negative n. We have t here, gayam. Or n kasi annual limit jay. So n is equal to 10 years. So raised to negative 10 divided by 0.15. Present worth is equal to 10,000 times 1 minus 1 plus 0.15 raised to 1 minus 1 plus 0.15 raised to negative 10. All over 0.15. 50,187 187.686 pesos. Next is F. So F is equal to A multiplied by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 divided by I. So 10,000 times 1 plus 0.15 raised to 10 minus 1 divided by 0.15. So that is equal to 203,037.183 pesos. So next problem. What is the present worth of 500 pesos deposited at the end of every 3 months for 6 years if the interest rate is 12% compounded semi-annually? So here, as you can see, hindi pareho yung compounding period niya. Yung una is 3 months. And then, yung isa naman ay semi-annually. So, itong 3 months, what is the equivalent of this? So, 3 months is equivalent to quarterly. 3 months is quarterly. Kailangan natin makuha yung effective rate of interest ng semi-annually. So, from our formula, ER is equal to 1 plus I raised to M we will equate ER of quarterly and ER of semi-annually. So, ER of quarterly is equal to ER of semi-annually. Dito na lang. Kailangan natin yung interest rate ng quarterly para yun yung gagamitin natin dito sa present worth. So, we have an annuity equal to 500 pesos pala. And we will now equate the two. So 1 plus I raised to M natin sa quarterly is 4 minus 1 equal to 1 plus I is 0.15 I 0.12 divided by semi-annual is 2 raised to 2 minus 1. Solving for I, so it is equal to 2/4 root of 1 plus 0.12 divided by 2 raised to 2 minus 1, eto, plus 1 minus 1. So, cancel etong dalawa. I is equal to 0.0296 or I is equal to 2.96% quarterly. Solving now for present worth, it is equal to A times 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative N divided by I. So, A is 500 times 1 minus 1 plus 0.0296. So, this is already in quarterly. No need to divide it by 4. Raised to 4. Negative 4 times how many years? We have 6 years. Divided by I, which is 0.0296. So, P is equal to 8,504.374 pesos. So, this is the present worth. With an annuity equal to 500 at 0.0296 quarterly. Number 3. Example number 3. Today, a businessman borrowed money to be paid in 10 equal payments for 10 quarters. If the interest rate is 10% compounded quarterly, and the quarterly payment is 2,000 pesos, how much did he borrow? So, present. Cash flow diagram. So, we have borrowed money. This is our present. And 10 equal payments. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Annuity. So, pababa lahat yan. So, what is the value of your P? annuity is equal to 2,000 pesos quarterly with interest equal to 10% also in quarterly. From our formula, present is equal to A times 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n divided by I. So, annuity natin is 2,000 multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I. So, I natin is 0.1 quarterly raised to, since our n is in quarter na, yung 10 quarters. So, this is already negative 10. Divided by I is 0.1 all over 4. So, our P is equal to 17,504.13 pesos. So, number 4, a factory operator bought a diesel generator set for 10,000 pesos and agreed to pay the dealer uniform sum at the end of each year for 5 years at 8% interest compounded annually. That the final payment will cancel the debt for principal and interest. What is the annual payment? So, yung generator set amounting to 10,000 pesos. And then, yung factory worker, babayaran niya yung dealer at a certain amount, equal amount, for 5 years at 8% interest compounded annually. Ano yung ibabayad niya at the end of each year? So, that is your annuity. P, the present price for generator set is 10,000 pesos. And it has a number of years. T is equal to 5. 8% annually. So, T or N is equal to 5. Kasi 1 naman yung M natin. So, from our formula, P is equal to A 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative N divided by I. Ang kailangan natin ay yung A. So, A is equal to Pi divided by 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative N. 10,000. I is 0.08 divided by 1 minus 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 5. So, the annuity is equal to 2,504.57 pesos. So, ito yung babayaran niya every year for 5 years at the end of each year. Number 5, example. A chemical engineer wishes to set up a special fund by making uniform semi-annual end-of-period deposits for 20 years. The fund is to provide 100,000 pesos at the end of each of the last 5 years of 20-year period. If interest is compounded semi-annually, what is the required semi-annual deposit to be made? So we have here the cash flow diagram. You have a total of 40 periods kasi semi-annual so na nga kaya't nangagten nagti annuity. So semi-annual is 2 times 20 years is equal to 40 periods. And then at the end of the last 5 years of 20 years, makapag-provide deto'y nga deposits na iti saga 100,000. So, we set our focal date at year 20 and our interest is 8%. Our formula would be the future annuity. Kasi, ija year 20 tayo nga nag-focal date. So, we will use F is equal to A multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 all over I. So, upper equal to lower. So, 100,000. So, 1 plus I. What is our I? It is 0.08. This is yearly. Detoy. The last 5 years. So, yearly so nahan nga semi-annually. So, no need to divide this one. Our N will be 5 minus 1 all over 0.08 equal to our unknown annuity multiplied by 1 plus 0.08. This is semi-annual, so divided by 2 raised to 2 times 20 years minus 1 all over 0.08 all over 2. So the value of the annuity will be equal to A is equal to 6,173.711 pesos. So, ito dapat yung ihulog niya semi-annually for 20 years para makapag-withdraw siya ng 100K each year for the last 5 years. Example number 6. Using compound interest of 8%, find the equivalent uniform annual cost for a proposed machine that has a first cost of 100,000, an estimated salvage value of 20,000, and an estimated economic life of 8 years. So annual maintenance will amount to 2,000 a year, and periodic overhaul costing 6,000 pesos each will occur at the end of the second and fourth year. So there is a proposed machine. It costs 100,000 and it has an estimated annual maintenance of 2,000 for 8 years and a periodic overhaul of 6,000 at the end of second year and fourth year. So after 8 years, its salvage value now will be equal to 20,000 pesos. So question, what will be the annual or annuity cost of this proposed machine? So first, upper equal to lower muna, and then we will equate this equation dito. So this one, ang focal dates natin ay at 0 today. Dapat magkapareho to at saka to. Analyzing our cash flow diagram, since this is annual, yung parehong maintenance ng sasakyan, 2K. So, we will use P is equal to A multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative N all over I. This is for equal annual cost. Etong 6K naman, tsaka 6K for 2 years and 4 years, at tsaka itong 20K, we will use from our compound interest, P is equal to F times 1 plus I raised to negative N. This is for 6K and 20K. So, formulating now our equation, upper is equal to lower. So, 20,000, this one, times 1 plus I is 0.08, raised to our N is, since this is 8 years, so negative 8, equal to 2,000. This one, detoy, times 1 minus 1 plus 0.08 raised to 8 negative all over I is 0.08 plus 6K times 1 plus I is 0.08 raised to, detoy muna, 1 to negative 2 plus 6K multiplied by 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. Now, since this is the unknown, we will equate this one into this equation. So, we will transfer this 20K times 1 plus 0.8 raised to negative 8 into the other side of the equation. So, dito ang ilalagay natin ay yung equation neto. So, the equation of this one is now equal to A times 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative N all over I. So, A times 1 minus 1 plus I, which is 0.08 raised to negative 8 all over 0.08. So, equal to, detoy, to 2K times 1 minus 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 8 divided by 0.08 plus 6K 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 2 plus 6K 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 4 minus the 20K. So, minus 20K times 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 8 plus 100K. So, 0.8 raised to 0. So, that is 1. A now will be equal to 19,183.691 pesos. So, the equivalent annuity of this machine proposed machine is 19,183 pesos, considering all the salvage value, annual cost for maintenance, and the overhaul costs. Also the initial cost.